Imagine this. You are standing in front of someone. You want to say something. You have the words in your head, but your heart starts beating fast. Your hands get sweaty. You think, what if I make a mistake? Your brain starts spinning. You wonder if they will think you are not smart. You wonder if your accent is too strong. You wonder if you use the right tense. You feel like everyone is watching you.
I know that feeling so well. I have been there many times. It's like a wall, a big, invisible wall in front of your mouth. You want to push through it, but you feel stuck. It's like your tongue is made of lead. You have so much to say, but nothing comes out. You feel like a prisoner inside your own mind. It is a very lonely feeling, isn't it?
Exactly. You think about the grammar. You think about the past tense. You think about the S at the end of the third-person verb. You think about a versus the. And then you say nothing. The moment passes. The conversation is over. You miss the chance to make a connection.
You just smile and nod. And then when you go home, you feel sad. You feel frustrated. You think, I should have said something. I knew the words. Why didn't I speak? You replay the scene in your head over and over, correcting your own mistakes. You spend the whole night thinking about what you could have said.
That is why we are here today. We are going to break that wall. We are going to stop overthinking together. This is a journey of letting go. It's about being brave enough to be imperfect. We want to help you move from silence to speaking.
Welcome to Mutual English Center. We're so happy you are here with us. We understand your struggle because we're human too. We have felt that silence. We have felt that fear. We have stood where you are standing right now.
Today is not just about English. It is about your heart. It is about your confidence. It is about your life. English is just the bridge to the things you want: better jobs, new friends, and a bigger world.
We want you to speak freely, not perfectly, just freely. Perfection is a cage, but freedom is a wide open field. Let's step into that field together.
Let's start with a big question. Why do we feel this way? Why is it so hard to just open our mouths and let the words flow? Why does our brain work against us?
I think it is fear, pure fear, but not fear of the language. English is just sounds and rules. It is the fear of judgment. It is the fear of what people think when they hear us. We think they are grading us like a teacher in school.
You are right. Fear is a shadow. It follows us everywhere. It tells us we aren't ready. It tells us to wait until we study one more book or learn 1,000 more words. It says, shh, stay quiet. It's safer.
When I started learning, I was terrified. I thought people would laugh at me. I thought they would see my mistakes and think I was uneducated. I remember being in a grocery store and being afraid to ask where the milk was. I walked around for 20 minutes looking for it because I was too scared to speak.
Did they laugh when you finally asked?
Honestly, no. When I finally asked, the clerk didn't even look up. He just pointed to the back and said, aisle 4. He didn't care about my accent. But in my head, I had imagined a whole drama where he laughed and called his manager.
That is the overthinking brain. It creates monsters that are not there. It builds a prison out of thoughts. It makes us think everyone is watching us under a microscope. We think we're the center of the world, but really, everyone is just thinking about their own problems.
It's like a movie playing in your head. A horror movie where you forget every word and everyone points their finger at you. But in reality, it's just a normal day. People just want to get their groceries and go home.
We need to understand that fear is normal. It's a survival instinct. Even native speakers feel nervous sometimes. Do you believe that?
Really? You get nervous? But you speak so well. You look so calm.
Of course, if I have to speak in front of a big crowd or talk to someone I really respect, my heart goes thump, thump, thump. I worry if I sound smart. I worry if I have something stuck in my teeth.
So the goal is not to remove the fear. The fear might always be there a little bit.
Exactly. The goal is to speak with the fear, to let it be there like a quiet background noise, but not let it stop you.
Like a radio playing in another room?
Yes, take the fear by the hand and say, "Okay, fear, I know you are here. Let's go talk to that person together." Fear can be your passenger, but it should never be the driver of your car.
That is a beautiful way to think about it. I have been letting fear drive my car for a long time. I think it's time to put it in the back seat and let it look out the window while I do the driving.
Let's talk about the grammar prison. Do you know what that is? It's a very common place for English learners to live. It has very thick walls.
Oh, I live in that prison every day. It's when you analyze every single word before you say it. You build the sentence like a puzzle in your mind. You check every piece to see if it fits.
You think, is it I have gone or I went? Should I use since or for? Wait, is this a countable or uncountable noun? Is my tongue in the right place for the th sound? And while you're thinking all those things, the conversation is already moved on. The world keeps turning while you're stuck in your grammar book inside your head.
Right. The person is now talking about their weekend plans or a new movie, and you're still thinking about the verb you needed 2 minutes ago. You're always 5 steps behind. It's like trying to catch a train that has already left the station.
It makes you feel slow. It makes you feel like you're not smart. It's exhausting to think that much just to say hello or how are you. Sometimes I just want to go to sleep after one conversation.
But you are smart. You're learning a whole second language. That is a huge task. Overthinking is just a bad habit. It's not a reflection of your intelligence. Your brain is just trying to be perfect to protect you.
Overthinking is like trying to run while looking at your feet. You'll trip because you're not looking at the path ahead. You're not looking at the finish line. Exactly. If you look at your feet, you can't see the road. If you look at grammar rules, you can't see the person you're talking to. You miss their smile. You miss their eyes. You miss the human connection.
So, how do we stop looking at our feet? How do we look up and just run?
We have to accept that good enough is better than perfect but silent. We have to value connection over correctness. We have to be okay with being a little bit messy.
Perfect but silent. That hits hard. I have been silent many times because I wanted to be perfect. I chose the silence because it felt safe, but it also felt very empty.
But silence doesn't build friendships. Mistakes do. Messy conversations lead to real relationships. Perfection is cold and lonely, but mistakes are warm and human.
Mistakes build friendships. That sounds strange. How is that possible? Tell me more about that.
Because when you make a mistake, you show you are human. You show you are trying. People trust human beings. They relate to people who struggle. They don't trust robots who never make errors. A mistake is an invitation for someone to help you.
I have another story. This one is from when I first moved to a new country. I had to call the internet company because my Wi-Fi was broken.
Oh, calling on the phone is the worst. You can't see their face. You can't use your hands.
Exactly. I was sweating. I wrote down everything I wanted to say on a piece of paper. I spent 1 hour writing the perfect script. I had the introduction, the problem, and the solution all ready.
And what happened when they answered the phone?
A man answered and said, "Hello, thanks for calling. How can I help you today?" And he spoke so fast. My script was useless. I couldn't find the right line on my paper. My eyes were jumping everywhere.
What did you do? Did you hang up?
I almost did, but then I just stopped looking at the paper. I closed my eyes and said, "Internet, not work. Please help. I need internet for work.
That's it. No big grammar.
No big grammar. And you know what? He understood me immediately. He said, "Okay, let's check your router." We spent 20 minutes talking. I made many mistakes. I said, "The lights is red" instead of "the lights are red." But we fixed the internet.
See? You overthought for an hour, but 5 simple words solved the problem. The goal was Wi-Fi, and you got Wi-Fi. The man didn't give you a grade, he just gave you internet.
I felt so silly for worrying about my script. The real conversation was much simpler than my perfect plan.
I have a story too. I once tried to order a specific type of bread in a bakery in France. I wanted a baguette, but I wanted it well baked. Social fear is real. The fear of being the center of attention in a group of people.
Especially in a group. A group of native speakers or fast speakers is like the final boss of a video game. It's very intimidating.
The final boss. That is the perfect description. It's fast, it's chaotic, and everyone is talking at the same time.
When 3 or 4 people are talking at once, jumping into the conversation feels like jumping into a moving train. You're afraid you'll fall.
In that situation, don't try to catch every single word. You will get a headache. Just try to catch the vibe of the conversation.
The vibe. What do you mean by that exactly?
Are they happy? Are they complaining about work? Are they excited about a new movie? If you get the general feeling, you can join in with simple vibe reactions.
Like, wow, or that's crazy, or I can't believe it, or really?
Yes, those small active listening words keep you in the conversation without needing complex grammar. It shows the group that you are there and you are listening.
It makes you feel like part of the group, which lowers your stress level. You feel safe.
And once you feel like part of the group, the overthinking starts to fade away because you aren't an outsider anymore. You are a friend.
Let's do another mini role play to show how to handle a mistake. I'm a stranger at a park. You want to ask about my dog.
Okay. Thinking, oh no, what if I say cat by mistake? No, stop. 1, 2, 3. Hi, your dog is very beautiful. What is his name?
Thank you. His name is Max. He's a bit energetic today because of the nice weather.
Energetic? What does that mean? Never mind, don't overthink. Just guess. He looks happy. Is he a baby dog?
He's a puppy, yes. He's only 6 months old. He still chews on my shoes.
See, I didn't know the word puppy in the moment, so I said baby dog. You understood me perfectly. We kept talking. The dog didn't care either.
Exactly. Baby dog is perfectly clear. I knew exactly what you meant. I didn't think, oh, their English is bad. I thought, oh, they like my dog. They are a nice person.
If I had stopped to think of the word puppy, the conversation would have died right there. We would have stood in silence for 10 seconds.
Let's try another one. You are in a shop and you want to return a shirt that is too small. This is a very common high-pressure situation.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Hello, I want to give this back. It is too tight for me. Not good size.
No problem. Do you have the receipt? I can give you a refund or help you find a different size.
Yes, here is the paper from the machine.
Perfect. You didn't use the word return or exchange or receipt. You used give this back and paper. And it worked. You got your money.
And the result was the same. I achieved my goal using simple building blocks. I didn't need a PhD in English to return a shirt.
This is the secret. Use the words you have to get what you need. Don't wait for the perfect words to arrive. They might be late.
Don't wait for the words you don't have. They will come later, after you have practiced more. Use your current vocabulary as your tools for today.
I have an idea that helped me a lot when I was learning. What if we kept a mistake journal?
A journal of mistakes? Isn't that a bit depressing? Why would I want to write down my failures and look at them every night?
No, not failures. A journal where you write down the funny mistakes you made and what they taught you about the language or about people.
Oh, like a trophy room of your learning journey. a collection of stories.
Yes, for example, today I called my boss honey by mistake. We both laughed. I learned that my boss is actually a nice guy.
That would be a hilarious journal. I would love to read a book like that, the book of funny English mistakes.
It turns the shame of a mistake into a story. Stories are much better than shame. You can share stories with friends.
When you make it a story, it loses its power to hurt you. It becomes a memory of growth. It becomes a funny moment.
I want our listeners to try this for 1 week. Next time you make a mistake, don't say, "I'm so stupid," or "I'll never learn."
Say, "That's a great story for my journal. I can't wait to tell my English group tomorrow about this."
It changes the whole energy of learning. It makes the journey a game instead of a battle. You're looking for mistakes because they're interesting.
Let's talk to the person who feels like they're on a plateau. They feel like they aren't getting better anymore.
The person who has been studying for years, they know the grammar rules, they know the words, but they still can't speak in the moment. They feel like they hit a glass ceiling.
We know you are tired. We know you feel like giving up. You feel like English is a wall you can't climb no matter how hard you try.
You look at the books on your shelf and you feel a weight in your chest. You wonder if you're just not a language person.
Please don't give up. You are closer than you think. The plateau is just where your brain is processing everything. It's like a computer installing a big update.
Think about the friends you haven't met yet. Think about the people in the future who are waiting to hear your story and your perspective.
Think about the places you will go, the cafes in London, the streets of Tokyo, the mountains in Canada. English will be your ticket.
English is not your enemy. It is not a monster that wants to eat you. It is your wings. It will take you to places you've only seen on TV.
It might feel like you are tied down right now by your fear, but every time you speak a word, you are cutting a rope. One day you will be free.
One day you will realize you're flying. It won't be a sudden explosion of knowledge. It will be a quiet realization on a Tuesday afternoon.
You won't even notice it at first. You will just be talking and laughing with a friend, and suddenly you'll think, "Wait, I've been speaking English for 20 minutes and I didn't even think about it."
That is the best feeling in the world. It's like a light turning on in a dark room. It's the moment you stop learning English and start living in English.
We want that for you. We truly, deeply want that for you. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to be part of the conversation.
Let's repeat our main points again. Repetition is how the brain learns to feel safe with new ideas.
Point 1. Stop overthinking. Start speaking. Action is the only cure for overthinking. Just move your mouth.
Point 2. Perfection is a lie. Mistakes are the truth of learning. Embrace the mess like a happy child.
Point 3. Use the 3-second rule. 1, 2, 3, go. Don't let the fear catch up to your voice.
Point 4. Be kind to yourself. You're doing a great job at something very difficult. Give yourself a hug.
Point 5. Focus on the person, not the grammar. Connection is the real goal of every language.
Point 6. English is a tool, not a test. Use it to build your life, not to judge your life.
If you remember nothing else from today, remember this. You are allowed to be imperfect. You are allowed to make noise. You are allowed to be a learner.
You are allowed to take up space in a conversation. You are allowed to speak slowly. You are allowed to ask people to repeat themselves. You are the boss of your own English.
Don't let anyone, especially that mean voice inside your head, tell you that you aren't ready. You are ready right now, exactly as you are.
I want to tell one more story. This one is about a student I had named Maria. She changed my way of teaching.
Tell me about Maria. What was her struggle? Was she an overthinker too?
She was the queen of overthinking. She would sit in the back of the class and never say a word. Her face would turn red if I even said hello to her. She had a 100% score on every written test, but she couldn't say, "My name is Maria," without shaking.
I've seen many Marias. They are geniuses on paper but silent in person. They are locked inside a gold cage of grammar.
One day, she made a decision. She decided to stop trying to be the best student and decided to be the bravest student. She told herself, "Today, I will make 5 mistakes on purpose."
That is a huge shift. Making mistakes on purpose? What happened next?
She started saying everything that came to her mind. She stopped correcting herself mid-sentence. If she said "I goes" instead of "I go," she didn't stop. She just kept moving.
And how did the other students react to her mistakes?
They loved it because she was speaking and being messy. They felt comfortable being messy too. She created a safe space for the whole class by being the first one to be imperfect.
Her mistakes were a gift to everyone else. That is so beautiful. It shows that our mistakes can help other people feel brave.
Because she was getting the reps in, like going to the gym, you can't get muscles by just watching people lift weights on YouTube. You have to lift the weights.
Now she works for an international company and leads big meetings in English. She still makes mistakes sometimes, but she just laughs, corrects it, and keeps going. She doesn't let it stop her heart.
Maria's story is your story. You are Maria. You have that same power inside you right now to be the bravest person in the room.
We have talked a lot today. We have covered fear, grammar, bakery stories, and Bob the fear monster. How are you feeling right now?
I hope you're feeling a bit lighter. I hope the wall in front of your mouth feels like it's made of paper now, not lead. You can just walk through it.
Maybe you are thinking about someone you want to talk to. Maybe a coworker or a new neighbor, or maybe just the person at the coffee shop.